Disclaimer: this video uses a synthetic voiceover due to topic sensitivity. Everything else is human-made. 52 Lies of Feminism, debunked in 15 minutes. Wage gap. The wage gap has been debunked countless times. It compares all women with all men and doesn't account for differences in experience, work hours, holidays, education or work history, personality, or anything else. If you analyze the variance, wage gap due to sexism is less than negligible. Women fought for years for the right to vote, debunked in this video. Women opposed the vote and men were more progressive than women. Women made anti-suffrage posters, and in many cases even as little as 3% of women supported women's suffrage. Women fought for their right to work. Yes, but this was because they lost their husbands in world wars and needed income. States fueled this propaganda as well, calling women to work. It was a necessity. Before the 60s, being a housewife was a dream. Women shouldn't let husbands lead because men are abusive. When taking into account physical, psychological, and sexual abuse combined, women represent 55% of abuse victims, true. But only, let's say, 15% of men report domestic abuse to police. Half of them don't even tell anyone. On the other hand, 28% of women report abuse on the low end. Taking these numbers into account in the most biased towards women data possible, men would still be 60% of abuse victims. Women are more abusive. Women do the lion's share of work at home. According to Pew Research, men are contributing more to the household than women. When you add up home tasks and work, men contribute 2 hours more and are actually owed labor. There has never been a time in history when men have contributed more and women contributed less than today. Women working brings a second income. Wrong. Each 10% increase in women's workforce participation results in an 8 to 14% wage drop in the long term, thus reducing total income when all women work. Women aren't baby machines. You are literally biologically made to do that. Birth rates affect everything. More workers means earlier retirement, lower taxes, higher pension, lower prices, and only women can regulate this. Men simply can't take this role. Male leadership is bad. Female-led companies perform significantly worse than men's. This goes for startups and big companies alike. Men's leadership is less emotionally impulsive, less panicky, more long-term oriented, and more financially responsible than women's is. Generally speaking, women are also worse with money, being able to save less. Women are more in tune with their emotions and men are emotionally dead. Men experience the same level of emotion as women. Women are simply more emotionally expressive. Men think more before acting and control their emotional impulses better. Women are blocked by men from getting into good positions. Wrong. STEM academia welcomes women with open arms, offers tons of scholarships, support groups, programs, and quotas, and women still don't choose to study those fields. It's an inherent gender difference that persists even in countries that seek to completely eradicate all social expectations. What is perceived as struggle to women is just normal for men or even easier than their own struggle. It's okay to be sexually promiscuous. No. A high sexual partner count is associated with a huge group of problems including high divorce rates, cheating rates, depression rates, marital dissatisfaction, and many other things. It's not surprising feminist countries so consistently have the highest divorce rates. My past doesn't matter. It literally matters the most out of anything. Women are clearly defined by their past. If men can sleep around, so can I. Men do not get psychologically affected in the same way. Men are able to have multiple sex partners, women are not. You still shouldn't do it. Marrying your first sexual partner is always optimal, but the sexual double standard makes sense. Men are privileged. There are no legal privileges a man has over women. However, women get shorter sentences for the same crime, get disproportionate child custody and support, and there are no domestic violence shelters for men. This is systemic. Men are also overwhelmingly victims of all violent crime except rape. Even walking outside alone at night is a much higher danger for men than women. Women were just helpless at home back in the day. Women invented a lot of things and were the backbone of culture and nurturing. They were crucial in hunter-gatherer societies as well. They used to help in the fields and farms and such too. Women have largely done the same jobs as today, just without the corporate stress. Men are on top of most things because of patriarchy. No, men are highly competitive and driven individuals who outcompete women who prefer a higher work-life balance. Nothing wrong with that, but male competitiveness and stress resilience are the ones successful in a corporate environment. Men are intimidated by successful and powerful women. Men don't want to fight their own partner over trivial matters. Men don't want someone who is stressed and prolongs starting a family due to a career. Sex work is empowering. No, it is not. Sex work leads to broken homes, broken relationships, bad career prospects, sexually transmitted diseases, along with everything else that falls under promiscuity. It should not be celebrated. It's okay for women to wear revealing clothing. Women compare themselves to others all the time. Women aren't covered because of men. They are primarily covered to not feel insecure around other women. As a side effect, elegant clothing makes women appear more dignified, intelligent, and thus more attractive. Hookup culture is okay. The negative effects on female psychology are clear and do not permit a hookup culture. Going on more dates before sex will filter bad men. Value your body. Men control money. Women make only 30% of money, but make 80% of consumer decisions. Feminism is about equality. Feminism is about equality when it suits it. There is no push for women in physical labor jobs. No push for men's financial abortion. No push for equal crime sentencing. No push for more abuse shelters for men. No sympathy for the male loneliness epidemic, and so forth. It seeks to eliminate double standards where they benefit men, but keep the double standards that benefit women. Housewives are slaves. Please name one man who calls housewives slaves. It's only women who make that insult. Men respect housewives and mothers more than anyone else. Women are treated as second-class citizens. Women are treated as more important than men. Men's lives are disposable, so they go to war and stay behind during disasters. Women and children first. Women are more important than men. Women's gender norms are socially constructed. No, they are biological. All differences in gender norms can be explained by psychological or biological phenomena. The effect of society is almost negligible. Experiments that tried to prove feminist theory failed spectacularly. When it comes to abortion, women want the right to choose. While not a lie, it is missing an important point, which is that they want one-sided choice. A man does not get to choose financial abortion in case of forced or false fatherhood. Feminists do not fight for this choice. Feminism is about helping other women. I recommend this interview with Dr. Danny Sulikowski and this video by Alexander Grace explaining it for a deeper understanding of why this is not true. But in short, feminism is actually the opposite. It's a strategy to sterilize other women while non-feminists win the reproductive game. Men never change. Men are more likely to change, as shown by credible research. Women are the ones who change less. Men consistently show the capacity for change, and at best, we are equally capable of change. Women are not better. Women are more empathetic and caring. Studies show that the vast majority of courageous and heroic acts are done by men, especially when it's helping a stranger. Men are even very significantly more altruistic than women. Women's sexual liberation is good for society. J.D. Unwin's Sex and Culture shows 86 civilizations in human history that have tried this and collapsed within 3 generations. Subsequent analyses for modern times show that we are exactly on time and on track to become number 87. Women are good at giving relationship advice because they better understand feelings. Most women do not know what they want or what they are attracted to. Dating data shows men are quite aware of their preferences, while women say they like one thing but actually like another. Men who like younger women are predators. Men prefer women their own age. Men consistently message younger women. This is due to the fact that women's fertility decreases with age, and men are primarily attracted to fertility, not money, status, or experience. Women like nice guys who respect women and are feminists. Women are overwhelmingly attracted to dark triad personality traits, especially at a young age. Bullies get more sexual partners than normal men. Women do not like guys who smile. It's the biggest physiological gender difference in mate selection. Women's romantic novels always center around psychopaths, abusers, and the like. Men are perverts. If you have ever read a female erotic novel or watched this video, you know that this is absolutely not the case. Women also have plenty of disturbing data when it comes to interactions with animals. At least men tend to stick to normal adult content. Men have unrealistic standards. Dating app data is very clear on the fact that it's the women who have unrealistic standards. Even in our evolutionary line, 8,000 years ago, only one man reproduced for every 17 women. This genetic dip caused us to develop socially enforced monogamy to tackle this problem, and today we are going back to it. Women are unrealistic, men are not. Most likely you are dating players and dark triad men and applying their view on all 80% of men that are invisible. Women are less shallow and care less about looks. Women care substantially about looks. One proof was already shown, but women have, for example, height as a huge disqualifier of men. It's a standard that doesn't go both ways. Also, this study showed that attractiveness of the man is the key in mate selection for women. Women are more respectful of others' feelings. In addition to what I already showed, you can already debunk this with this study that shows women overwhelmingly prefer to date taken men, ruining another girl's relationship. Women support other women who do sex work. This study proved that women much prefer to be friends with the same girl who is less sexually liberated than the girl with many sexual partners. Not even women themselves support this lifestyle, further adding credibility to Danny Sulikowski's theory of female competition. Women want to be equal to men. They do not. Even when women attain higher education and status, they still prefer to date men with more resources and status than them. They do not like economic equals or inferiors. Women still want inequality. Men are the reason for divorces. In overwhelming majority of cases, women are the ones who initiate divorce. This is clear from data from any divorce lawyer of your choice. Masculinity is toxic. It is no more toxic than toxic femininity. We are equal in this, and both genders should keep their toxicity in check. Sex with many partners teaches you what you really like, and so you are more loyal to your long-term partner. Absolutely a myth. The road to infidelity passes through multiple sex partners. The more sex you have, the more likely you are to cheat. Divorce is highly predicted by number of sexual partners. Career women are happier. Career women are among the most depressed demographics in society. Women with part-time jobs or housewives consistently report being the happiest. Most women enjoy home life more. Feminism has made women happier. Many studies have found this to not be the case. Feminism has only made women more miserable. Women can do everything men can do. Women who are professionals in their fields consistently get destroyed by just average or even teenage men. Strength difference is an example of one of the biggest things women cannot overcome. Women can't do everything men can do, and men can't do everything women can do. We should embrace our differences. Being submissive is degrading and enslaving. Studies on sexual preferences clearly show not even women themselves truly believe this. They enjoy being submissive. This narrative is a total cultural thing. Men don't look down on submissive women, and women enjoy being in that role. There is absolutely nothing wrong with being submissive. Women find fulfillment in careers. Some women do, but most women find the most happiness in children and family. The longest longitudinal studies on human happiness consistently find relationships make people, and especially women, happiest. Men's highest happiness comes from job satisfaction, while relationships are way down on the list. Being a mother is a waste of a woman's life. If you believe this, you have simply never been a mother. Women don't need men. Women absolutely need men to survive. They simply don't notice the contributions men do. No men means no buildings, no electricity, no plumbing, no computers, no toilets, no supply to supermarkets, no furniture, no infrastructure. All those things are made by men. Women die without men. We need each other. Women prefer men who help with chores. This study proves that the opposite is true. They are more sexually attracted to men who focus on traditionally male housework. Equal means women do all the same jobs men do. Equality does not equal being identical. Those are different words. A goalkeeper and attacker are equal in a team but do entirely different things. Two beauty products can have an equal price but are used for completely different things. You don't have to be the same as men. That's a lie. Men and women are the same. You can watch this video again and already disprove this. Against thousands and thousands of data points and statistics across a plethora of medical, psychological, sociological, and biological fields, this is without contest the biggest and most insane lie feminism has ever told.